You there. Hey, everybody. One more time we're going to do this. We do have Mike McCarthy news, and we are getting ready for the Cowboys' final game of the season. Thank you for being with us. Let's have a Cowboys party. The DLLS Cowboys pregame show starts. Meow. Jeff is the Jason Garrett of DLLS. I don't know what that means.
It feels like an insult.
I don't know. We all love Jeff, so don't raise his blood pressure by mentioning him. Who is him?
The J word.
J word. Oh, Jerry?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I don't worry about Jerry today.
Yeah.
We're not worried about Jerry today. No, welcome in, everybody. We got one more. We got one more game. The Cowboys are going to play a football game. It is very important that they don't win it. But, I know you're Cowboy fans, so it's okay if you want them to. I'm dying. No. But anyway, it's very important. It's very important to take a big hot L today. And, yeah. We got some Trey in the chat. So we do have Cowboy news to start off our day. But first of all, welcome to the DLLS pregame show. My name is Jeff. Kavanaugh! That's my last name, Kavanaugh. Next to me is our analyst, X's and O's Queen, Aisha. There's two eyes in there. James T. asks a very important question. Is it the hot dog or the bun? That is an important question. It is obviously mostly the hot dog, but a good bun can elevate the situation. Absolutely can. You guys remember Fuddruckers?
Yes.
They used to have this big, soft, flaky bun surrounding that dog, and that changes things.
Portillo's buns are nice, too.
Can I pet that dog?
You might be
Can
able
I pet
to.
that dog? Trey Lance is going to start at quarterback, Aisha. You ready to watch us set the world on fire or what?
It's happening. Finally.
We're doing it.
One game. It's enough.
Do you want me to yell at Jerry for a second?
Because you can let it out. It's our last pregame of the season. Do your thing, brother. I
would think just in a vacuum, it makes sense to start Trey Lance. And my analysis of why is who cares? Because you've seen a bunch of Cooper Rush. Season's over. It's been over. Hell, why not play the other guy that you traded for once upon a time when you lit a fourth-round pick on fire? Why not? But my Jerry brain goes off. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but now they're getting interrogated every week, the Joneses, during their interviews about how they use the salary cap, and you're welcome for that. But Cooper Rush would probably reach another $250,000 incentive if he played every snap in this game. He's played, I believe, 52.5% of the snaps. If he plays 55% of the snaps, he gets another $250,000. This could just be Jerry trying to make sure there's more quarters in his couch, but making sure that a guy who's played a bunch of games for you does not get some more money.
It's literal quarters, too, in comparison to, big money, play money.
We can't have that $250,000 because here's the thing. He's a backup quarterback, so that number is called an unlikely to be reached incentive, which means if Cooper Rush reached it, you would have to account for that next year.
Yeah, we need it for...
You need $250,000 on a $270 million cap or whatever.
Yeah, we need it for the mass supply of pastries at the training table.
We need it for pastries.
It's cutting into the budget.
We need it for snacks.
Absolutely.
We need it for whatever undrafted free agent tight end we want to give a signing bonus to. And so because of that, Cooper Rush won't play and Trey Lance will.
I'm going to push you.
I would love to analyze what Trey Lance is going to do today, but,
it's hard.
Whatever.
It's hard. It is so weird. Obviously, you watch film, you evaluate film we really have No, I don't. I feel like we've seen bits and pieces of what he is, but it's not enough football to even quantify like what is his skill set? What does he do well? Like we haven't seen him because even with preseason, you're having offensive linemen going in and out, you're rotating, you having wide receivers going in and out. There's no real game plan. So it's like, dog, like what is this kid?
No, he didn't really know what he's doing. And so when you're trying to keep the season alive, I guess you put Cooper Rush out there because he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But there is a chance that Trey Lance could ruin everything today. Because, I mean, if you don't think Trey Lance could break an 82-yard touchdown run at some point, he could ruin everything. I'm trying to get an L. And he could absolutely break that. But to me, Trey Lance is one of those guys that it's just, it might be a thing that doesn't happen as often going forward because college now has NIL. But what did Trey Lance start in college? Like 7 games? Like Trey Lance wasn't ready to play NFL football. He's still not ready to play NFL football. The only way he might be able to get ready to play NFL football is to play a bunch of NFL football. And if you let him play a bunch of NFL football, you're going to lose because he's not ready to play NFL football.
Yeah, he would have to go, like, in this NFL, there isn't time, really. And that's why guys like the offensive linemen, they go to Duke. That's why you see the corners go with these specialty coaches and all this stuff. These coaches do not have time to basically teach a kid base level of their position. It's just the season moves too fast. And I heard someone recommend that maybe he goes to the USFL and try to build up his way there and learn some things there. Listen,
you're not going to do that if an NFL team's going to pay you.
Barnacles. And that's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is that no matter what, no matter how you look at it, for an NFL player, a player that's been in the NFL, that's a step down. It is for them. But in his case, where he needs more time, and the NFL's demand is too high, maybe that is something good for him.
I think
Did you see him doing something like that?
No, because I think the only problem there is as long as somebody is willing to put you on an NFL roster, you're making
and pride
8 times what you would make in the USFL.
Exactly.
Like league minimum for Trey Lance this far in would have to be $1 million or more. USFL ain't paying that.
No.
Excuse me. Oh yeah. By the way, let me sneak in my sleeper picks for you today. Oh, boy, do we love sleeper. I spend way too much time on this app. You can see me rocking and rolling here. Brandon Aubrey obviously is kicking multiple field goals because he's all we got, so I put him on there. Micah Parsons, half sack or more? Yeah, because he needs double-digit sacks. He's at 9.5. He has to get to 10. He cares about that a lot. And then the other one that I picked, I don't remember, but I'll watch it happen on the screen, and then I'll tell you that I picked it. You have to pick players from each team, so I took Brian Robinson, Washington's running back, to get over 49.5 yards, and then you can see the return that I'm getting on that. Bang, your boy is about to be balling. And that is our friends at Sleeper, and that is how that app works, and that is how you have a good time. It's legal in Texas. Have you know that?
It's legal.
Where was I? I had a thing.
We was talking about Trey Lance in the USFL.
Oh, I did see somebody in the chat say that the math, according to Jane Slater, was he would have to play more than 80 snaps, Cooper Rush, to reach that incentive, and they're not going to run 80-something offensive plays. So maybe I don't have to be mad at Jerry for being a cheapo. He wasn't going to make it anyway.
Right.
And so we'll just get a look at Trey Lance. And then they're going to figure out which one of these two is going to be their backup quarterback next year, because I honestly don't know. I could see them being like, yeah, we know Cooper, and he's fine. And then I could see them, because of Jerry, being like, well, we traded that pick for Trey so we could develop him, and we've been developing him. It's time to keep developing him. I could see it going either way. And they're both very exciting.
I don't know what the right thing is. I'm just like I said, I'm pretty sure my mind is just in this fairy tale land, because some people have backup quarterbacks like Jameis Winston. Some people have backup quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, who's become a star with the Vikings. Like, I feel like my mind keeps telling me you can somehow get better at backup quarterback, but really the reality is you might not be able to.
And you probably
everybody might just be what Cooper Rush is.
Yeah, and I think the way I would do backup quarterback most often would be I would just pick a guy. I think
just draft a guy?
I would pick the opposite of Trey Lance. And I don't mean it as a shot at Trey Lance. I would pick the guy who played 40 college games and was a really good quarterback that can read a defense and throw a football. The end, right? It's like, oh, he doesn't have a big arm and he's not a huge guy and he's not a great athlete, which means guess what? The NFL is not viewing you as a high pick. Just take the guy, go fishing for a Brock Purdy every 3 years and see if you can find one of them suckers.
Which we're seeing more of. We're seeing a lot more guys be like fifth-year seniors. Obviously, COVID changed a lot of things, and we are seeing guys stay in the league longer or in college longer, especially from the quarterback position. So I think you got to draft a guy. If you're not going to keep either one of them, just draft a human. And
if they'll let you do it, pick Oregon's Dylan Gabriel in the 5th round. I demand it. He's just a good quarterback that's too small, doesn't have a big arm, and he just plays good football. So go ahead and do it. We got Clarence.
Mick
Clarence. Please hit the like and make sure that you're subscribed. Hit the like button while you're here. It's good for the algorithm. I see you guys in the chat. Clarence Hill, the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, is now joining us from AT&T Stadium as the Cowboys try to get this big loss. Got to have it. Big time.
Yeah.
Clarence, you ready for the Trey Lance show or what?
I guess might as well. I'm glad we're finally off that Jerry's not starting Cooper Rush because he's cheap. Can we get off that bandwagon?
No, I get to say whatever I want about Jerry.
Can we? I mean, he's cheap in offseason. He's cheap in free agency. But this whole notion he's trying to keep Cooper Rush's money down. That's why he started Trey Lance. Let's get off of that. First of all, Cooper Rush already made $250. It's only $250 that he could have made, and as it's been reported, he really had no shot of getting that other $250 unless he had 80 snaps. So this whole notion, because we have this narrative about Jerry that he made this move so he could save $250,000, I'm glad that's put to rest.
Can I ask you this, Clarence? And I guess all of these things are tied to the head coach because his opinion would be valued on this. But does what Trey Lance do today matter? Like, is there a conversation to the Cowboys front office about Cooper Rush, Trey Lance next year, two guys that are out of contract?
I don't think it does. I mean, Jerry already said the hay's in the barn on the coaching staff. Why is not the hay in the barn on the quarterback situation? And I was listening to your comment. I've been sitting here listening to you guys talk about the backup quarterback and the importance of the backup quarterback. Cooper Rush has done what you wanted as a backup quarterback. I mean, generally, you don't expect your starter to be out half the season. You only want hopefully you want a backup quarterback that if you need a guy to win a couple of games where your starter's out for a couple of games to save your season. If you're running your backup quarterback out there for 10 or 12 games, your season's over anyway. No matter who the backup quarterback is, generally, you're not going to have a starter as a backup. For most teams, that's just not realistic. I mean, and Cooper Rush is, winning 4 out of 5 at one point. I mean, doing what he's done a couple of years, that's what you generally want your backup quarterback. If I have to start a game, if my starter's out, can this guy come in and win games for him, win a 2 game, hold a fort till my starter comes back? That's generally what you want from your backup quarterback, and Cooper Rush has done that. Going forward, I don't know what Trey Lance can do to say he's better at doing that than Cooper Rush. And to me, the whole thing about Trey Lance was development. Is he somebody can develop for the future to be something? And I don't know if we can see any of that in one game.
Damn it, ADHD. I had a great question. Oh, yeah. Do you have any idea, any gut feeling on which way the hay is in the barn? If the hay is in the barn, why aren't you telling us that the hay is in the barn? And then I heard Adam Schefter this morning, and he's like, yeah, Jerry Jones, it sounds like, and just saying it sounds like means he has no idea, is leaning towards keeping Mike McCarthy, but then other people in the organization may not agree with that. So it sounds like literally no one knows.
No one knows. And listen, because we've been trying to wrap our heads around this, beat writers, certainly us on. It's like if you don't keep, just common sense says, if you don't keep him at 12-5, how can you keep him now? And you can't tell me it's because of the injuries and stuff like that. And I was just having a conversation with some other people earlier. How do you sell Mike McCarthy to the fan base? And he doesn't have to sell. Well, yes, he likes to sell. I mean, when he makes a decision, he's going to sell it to the hilt. How does he sell it to the media, to the fan base? How do you spin it that this is the right thing that not only gets you back to the playoffs, but also gets you back in the Super Bowl conversation, which is the goal, right? It's not to be in the same vortex. I think the Cowboys have the talent to be in the playoffs if they're healthy. The question is, what's going to get them to the Super Bowl? Because that's the vortex that we've been trying to get out of for the last 30 years.
Clarence, is Deuce Vaughn going to go ham today or what?
That's what you're looking forward to seeing. That's who you want to see.
Stop.
What the hell else are you watching today, Clarence?
Please don't rile him up. He's been calm
It's
this
the
morning.
Trey Lance Deuce Vaughn show, and can
That's what
Micah
you wanna
get a half
see.
sack?
Please, Clarence.
That's what I want to see. You know, the funny thing about it is it better be funny.
Better be fun.
Micah not only has a chance to get a half sack, he also has a chance to finish the season as the NFC leader in sacks. He's only a half a sack behind your boy from Washington, who's leading the NFC in sacks.
Really?
Dante Fowler.
Fowler.
The NFC is not good at sacking the quarterback this year, huh?
It's been
No.
underwhelming. It's been underwhelming.
Go get him. Go get him, Micah.
Right.
He has a chance to lead the NFC in sacks.
That's insanity. Dante
it
Fowler
really
leads the NFC in sacks. That's funny.
Clarence, I mean, y'all talking about Micah being able to possibly get his numbers up in sacks and get those double digits. Looks like Tyler Biadasz is going to be out today. And honestly, the left side of that Washington offensive line is their weak point. Dallas attacked them really heavily in the last game. I would expect for them to be doing some things with Micah and those guys for them to hit those numbers today.
But you got to chase down. You got to chase down Jayden.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta rush contain, man, and that's something Dallas has not done well this year. They get excited about getting sacks, and these quarterbacks just be slipping through.
You know, Jayden can run. Jayden can run. He's going to have to get on his horse to get Jayden down. But yeah, so that's on the table. I mean, obviously, I talked to Brandon Cooks wants to play. Everybody wants to play to show they can, can still play. Trey Lance show. Let's run him. Let's let it all hang out. Let's run that college offense. How many zone reads we need to see? 10 zone reads with Trey Lance and Deuce.
40.
Trey Lance and Deuce. Put him in the vortex. How about Trey Lance and Cavante Turpin, who's really the real backup running back?
No, Clarence, because that might work. And if that works, we might win. And we're not trying to win today. Have a great day. Enjoy the game, and we will see you in the postgame show.
Bye, Clarence.
I got it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yes, indeedy. Okay, we're coming back. We'll take a look around the league, our game time look around the league, because there are lots of things going down in the NFL today. We'll get more into everything going on with your Cowboys. It's all next on the DLLS Cowboys pregame show. First, let's talk about the homies at Sleeper. If you were watching the pregame show earlier, you get to see how that bad boy works, where you make your little picks and you try to get all the monies. That's what I do. I love being on that app. I have a great time on Sleeper. You need the promo code DLLS Boys, and that'll help you get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. And that doesn't have to be your first contest. You could use it on whichever one you want. Terms and conditions do apply. It's operational over 25 states. So if you're one of those people watching in Texas, yeah, you can Sleeper. Yes, you can. And you just pick. Do you think that certain players are going to have more or less than their projected stats each week? And then the more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. I am going to build generational wealth today with what happens in the Cowboys and Commanders game. I am pretty sure about that. So use the promo code DLLS Boys. Get the hookup, and that is for our friends with Sleeper. So download the Sleeper app today. Also, shout out to our homies at Game Time, the best place to buy tickets for anything you want to do. I've used them to buy tickets for a couple of Stars game, Mavs game. Did I use them for a comedy show? Maybe. Concerts, whatever it is. Download the Game Time app, and all you need is the DLLS promo code, and that gets you $20 off your first purchase. So download the Game Time app and check them out. You'll see it's a wonderful app. It's the best way to buy tickets for whatever, especially if it's at the last minute. Bang, bang, get up on that Game Time app and get it done. And they've got all-in pricing. You can toggle that feature because I know for a lot of people it can be frustrating when you think you're paying a certain amount for tickets. You get to the final screen and they're like, bang, more. So you just toggle that bad boy on and you'll get your all-in pricing. You can get the seat views right there on the app, lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create the account, use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. What time is it Game Time? Whoop. Okay. It's now time for our Game Time look around the league. I don't know if you guys know this. Aisha, it is week 18. Which means that for the Cowboys, I should make our Game Time look around the league about Tankathon and where our pick will be, but we can get to that in a second.
It's gonna come out.
There's a lot of important things today. So the Bengals beat the Steelers yesterday because the Bengals are hell-bent on ruining everyone's day, week, and season.
I love it, though.
And if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If now, because the Bengals beat the Steelers, you have the Broncos who are going to play the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are resting all of their good players. So if the Broncos win, they're the 7 seed in the AFC, and they're in the postseason. They earn the right to get spanked by Buffalo. But if they can't beat the fighting Carson Wentz's of Kansas City, who I believe he did this last year for the Rams and won a meaningless game, and now he's doing it for Kansas City.
I think so.
So Wentz will play for Kansas City. If the Broncos can't beat the Chiefs who aren't trying, then we keep it moving. Now we keep our eyes on the Dolphins, who are going to be at the Jets at 325. If they win, and Denver has already lost, Dolphins are in. Wild card. We don't know if Tua is going to play. His hip. He got a bad hip. So he might not play. So if the Dolphins then lose after the Broncos have lost, guess who's in?
The Bengals.
Joe Burrow and them are coming slanging that thing, and Josh Allen and them are pissed. Like, how the hell did y'all get in here? So I'm cheering for chaos. I want Kansas City to accidentally beat Denver. I want Miami to lose to the New York Jets. And I want Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in this thing because it would be awesome.
It is a fun time. It is a fun time, like seeing how things have to fall, how the chips have to fall for certain teams to get in. And also, too, the competitiveness, the strategic things that are going on as well. So I'm curious to see what Kansas City does.
They're sitting their starters. Mahomes ain't playing. Chris Jones ain't playing.
They still win.
Their guys aren't playing. And if I'm the Chiefs, I think it makes sense 2 ways. One, no one ever says this out loud in pro athletics because they're too competitive. Like, we could beat anybody. If you're the Chiefs, I want to let the Broncos in the playoffs. I don't want the Bengals in the playoffs.
Facts.
Bring me your Bo Nix. Joe Burrow, you stay your ass at home.
Even though I think I was a little wrong about him. Seemed like he might be a little fun.
Who, Bo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I might have been a little wrong about him, too.
Because I felt like he was hard on him. I remember.
If the Chargers beat the Raiders today, they're going to move ahead of Steelers in the AFC seeding, and they would like to do that because if you move ahead, you get to play against Houston. If you do not move ahead, you get to play against Baltimore. So teams are out there trying to figure out who they're going to play, and yeah, all that. Bucks can win the NFC South if they beat the Saints at noon today. If they lose, they open the door for the Falcons to win the division. If they beat the Panthers at noon today, the Bucks could also jump to number 3 if they win today, if the Rams lose to the Seahawks today. So there's a lot of fun football. We're just not part of it.
That division
sucks.
It stresses me.
Yeah, it's
because it'll I feel like the last 3 years it'll be like, y'all kind of look good, and then midway through the season you're not good.
I believe the number I saw a few weeks ago, if I'm remembering it right, is this will be the 3rd straight year that Tampa Bay with Baker has been 6-8 and then won the division. I believe that's right. And the Vikings and Lions are playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC tonight. LFG.
It's going to be a freaking game.
That's your game time look around the league. Give me the Vikings, by the way. I love the Lions, and I think they're wonderful. Their whole defensive line is broken. They all got hurt. Yeah. They lost Hutchinson. They lost Lynn McNeil. And the Vikings are Sam Darnold's Vikings are really good.
They are.
They're really good.
And then also, too, I saw this clip from ESPN where who's their coach? Who's their head coach? What's his name? O'Connell.
The Vikings head coach is Kevin O'Connell.
I was close. Kevin O'Connell was telling Sam Darnold, like, hey, step away from the formation for a little bit. You're doing such a great job, buddy. I mean, it was such a dad talk. It was like, you're doing great. You're playing your ass off. I'm like, you know what? I might support y'all.
Are we finding out, is that the new era of player, or is that the right idea all along? Because I also think about, like, Justin Herbert had kind of underachieved his whole career. And then John's there, so he's Jim. Jim Harbaugh showed up and immediately was like, I'm really happy to be here because Justin Herbert's the best player on the planet, sweetest man ever, and no one could ever beat him at anything. He's incredible.
Feeling supported will get you a lot of places. But I do like I do like that. Well, I think the Sam Darnold thing speaks to situations matter.
Oh, so much.
Coaching matters.
So much.
And what you are brought into, I don't think he was ever really brought into a situation that was put together to help him succeed. They built around him. They put it together. And this, to me, is like what you are supposed to do. It's how you're supposed to do it.
It's Baker, too.
Yeah.
Like Baker
He's
Cleveland thought they had to get rid of Baker Mayfield and give Deshaun Watson everything so that they could be good at football. And now it turns out that Baker is 50 times better than the guy that you thought you had to have, Jared Goff.
Seahawks, Geno.
I
mean, yeah, situations matter. So I like seeing these type of stories because it reminds you that it's not all X's and O's. It's not all that stuff. Sometimes it's like a guy just needs to be at a certain place to succeed.
I'm really a little uncomfortable with the username that sent in the super chat. I believe that says Killa B. Vato.
Okay, well.
Only reason Trey Lance will win today is because of run game and defense, said Cooper Rush. All right, you want to sneak in some 2-eye in the sky? Do we know who's playing? Do we have matchups to watch?
Barnacles. We didn't go through the inactives, but Chumi Doga is inactive today, so Tyler Guyton is getting the start.
You can do it, Ty.
They're doing what you've been saying to do. Just play the kid. Lord have mercy. Damone Clark.
Inactive.
What did this baby do?
Somebody hates Damone Clark in the Cowboys.
I'm kind of weirded out that Justin Rogers isn't getting to play.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of D tackles, but also
whatever. Anyway.
I think there's a lot of things where you could say you'll say whatever you're going to say to analyze the Cowboys, and what I should say is that's a good thought, but what goes through my head is whatever. Just lose the stupid game.
Geez. Well, honestly, the matchups ain't too serious today. I wonder if it depends on how much the Cowboys actually want to win this game. If Deron Bland follows Terry McLaurin, only because he makes up 71% of their receptions.
Dude, Deron Bland, I seen the numbers on it, and like the 4 times I believe this year that he has shadowed a number one, they don't have a good day.
Yeah, he's good, dude. He's
another dude you got to pay.
Right. Don't say it out loud. It's
Jerry,
gonna stress me out.
Hey Jerry, maybe don't wait until he plays all 4 years and then you franchise tag him once and then you maybe just pay the guys when you're allowed to pay the guys so that you don't end up looking silly.
Yes, but that's a matchup I want to look at what the Cowboys decide to do. We haven't heard anything about him following him because, of course, this is the last game of the year. Washington does need to win this game, though, so let's see how that matchup turns out. I think Troy Pride is getting the start opposite of Deron Bland today because from what I know, they're not letting
Booth
back on the field.
Those who got torched last week, right?
They refuse to let him back on the field. And then obviously, like I said, the other matchup to watch is just that left side of that Commanders offensive line. They struggled against Dallas last time. Tyler Biadasz having the best year of his career, by the way.
Out
for today.
It's amazing you can get better at the sport if you have a good O-line coach. With all due respect.
And he's healthy. He was healthy this year, too.
Course, yes,
but really curious to see how Zimmer attacks Jayden Daniels. One thing he did last week is he was bringing some stunts on the edge with Chauncey Golston because Micah just draws so much attention. If he kicks into that a little bit more, I know these guys want to hit their numbers. I know Micah is going to be hunting today.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I need Andrew Booth on that field. I want you on that wall. I need you on that wall. I need you covering Terry McLaurin and giving up all the yards and all the points. Because on the Tankathon, if things go well for the Cowboys today, and by well, I mean lose, Indianapolis win, San Francisco win, you can move up to 11th. You're currently at 13th in the first round. You could drop as low as 16th if you win. So Cowboys, do it right.
Oh.
Get it right, get it tight, and get an L. Also, keep a sharp eye on the Noah Igbenogany revenge game.
Please.
Former Cowboy Noah Igbenogany.
It's a revenge game, period. For the
and
coaches
Dorrance
too.
Armstrong. And Dante Fowler. And Tyler Biadasz in a wheelchair or whatever he's. I don't even know what he hurt.
Don't say that.
I don't know what he hurt.
Well,
I have no idea.
Tater tots.
I just hope he's fine. But yeah, this is it. Final pregame show of the season. And we've had a wonderful time getting you guys ready for Cowboys football all the time. And we'll do it again. It'll just be a long time from now. So just remember to focus on the goal. If you are somebody who likes to manifest, send positive vibes, if you're a prayer person, whichever way you go with that, send all of your energy to the Cowboys. To trip, fall, hold, throw interceptions, fumble, miss a kick.
No, don't miss a kick.
Let Brandon Aubrey break the record. Play the whole game. If you have 1st and 10 from what would be a 68-yard field goal, kick it on 1st and 10.
Please.
I don't have much else. I need
Wait.
an Aubrey. I need an Aubrey. I need Aubrey.
I don't have
That's what I need. All right, Aisha, we're going to go kick their butt.
Mm.
They're going to kick our butt. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy. Go Cowboys in the right way.
We all silly like the mayor.